I was in Lagos. I was in Lagos going about my business. And then these men just jumped me. There were 5 in number, 4 men and 1 lady, all in mufti. And they said, oh, we're policemen. And the next thing, they brought out a piece of paper. It was like an arrest warrant, which had my name on it and had cybercrime. And they said they wanted to effect an arrest. And I said, fine, let me make a phone call, which is my right. I should be able to make a phone call letting someone know that, yes, I'm being taken away. I wasn't taken from my house. So there's nobody who could have known where I was being taken to. And they said, no, you cannot make a phone call. And I said, that's improper. I do not know where you want to take me to. You haven't told me what offense I committed. You just said cybercrime. And you want to take me away to an unknown destination. And these people kept insisting. They brandished a gun. One had a pistol, the other had an AK-47. And they were ready. They were making me understand that they would shoot me if I make a move. And I kept insisting on making a phone call. So the next thing that happened was they grabbed my phone off my hands. They grabbed everything, emptied my pockets, turned me around, put cuffs on my hands behind my back, and threw me into their vehicle. And it was all very surprising to me. I just kept smiling. I was like, what's going on? Because it was like something out of a movie. And they took me to the state CID in Musiliu Smith Street, Fanti, Lagos. So while there, I asked them, I said, look, we're here now. What's the matter? What do you want? And they told me that they've been looking for me for months. And I was surprised. I said, if you're looking for me for months, you could have just sent me an invitation. They said, no, we received your face, we received your name, and we decided to come get you. And I was just surprised. I was like, I never received an invitation. Nobody ever told me that, yes, you're looking for me, so I had to show up. So the next thing they said was, I belong to a syndicate. And I asked, what do you mean by syndicate? They said, I belong to a syndicate, we commit cybercrime, and if I make a phone call, it would interrupt the investigations. So they needed to arrest.
Oh, wow.
That's what they said.
Oh, wow.
They needed to arrest more people in the syndicate. And then I said, okay, who are you looking for? Tell me who you're looking for. I could help you find whoever you're looking for. So I'll better understand the crime. So I'm looking for, the guy told me, one of the guys said, we're looking for you, and we've got you. I said, who else are you looking for? Who else is part of this syndicate? And they said, when we arrest them, you will see. That's what they said. And they said, okay, come take a statement. I said, how would I take a statement when you haven't told me my crime? You haven't shown me a petition. You haven't shown me a complaint. I don't know who the complainant is. I started making guesses. I was mentioning names of people who were probably aggrieved at stories I'd written in the past. I said, is it this person? Is it that person? And they just wouldn't answer. So when it came to the statement taking, I told them, look, I need to have a lawyer present. They said, you can take a statement while we record your video. I said, no, I'm uncomfortable with that. I would like to have my lawyer present. Let me call my lawyer. He said, no, you cannot. And one of them then said, write it in the statement sheet that you cannot take your statement without having a lawyer present, and then would allow you make a call. I did. And after I did, the next thing they said was, you waived your right to a phone call, making it seem like it was my fault I wasn't allowed to call. Meanwhile, earlier they had said, because I was part of a syndicate, calling would book whoever else. So that's how I found myself in a cell. And it was very funny because when you enter a cell, you have to tell people what you did.
Without a phone call? Without a phone call?
Yeah, without a phone call. Nobody knew where I was.
Were you still in Lagos at this time?
I was still in Lagos. Okay. I was at Panti station. Okay. And before those guys left, they gave a stern instruction to the policemen behind the counter. They said, look, do not put a phone in this man's hand. That was the exact word. That was the exact phrase. Do not put a phone in this man's hand. So it was impossible for me to call anybody. And then inmates will all ask, what did you do? Who are you? And I'm like, I don't know what I did.
You were not told your charge. Funny. You were not even given they didn't tell you your charge.
I was never. It took me 4 days. Was it 4 or 5? From Wednesday to Sunday. It was on Sunday I finally learned who the petitioner was, what the case was all about. So from Wednesday to Sunday, I had no idea. I was being locked. I was held with no idea what my offense or my alleged offense was. So every inmate would ask, what did you do? Who are you? And every time I say I don't know, it always seemed like, oh, he had committed one grievous crime that he was too scared to talk about. You know, maybe probably because the inmates would deal with you and all that. So it was a funny time in the cell, but these guys never showed up until the next day, Thursday, 8 p.m. I was willing to go to court the next day. I told them that Wednesday, I said, are you charging me to court? You have to charge me to court within 24 hours. We have to go to court. Let's clear this up so I get bail. And they said, when they came on Thursday by 4 p.m., I was like, you guys came late. We're supposed to go to court today. And they said, there's no law that says I must take you to court within 24 hours. We have a search warrant. We have a remand warrant. I said, if you have a search warrant, show it to me. I'll take it to my house to search. They said it was too late. We would come back on Friday morning. They said the remand. I asked for the remand warrant. I said, I want to see that a judge granted you a remand warrant to hold me here. I never saw that remand warrant till today. As we speak, I don't know. I never saw a remand warrant. So for Wednesday down to, from that Thursday, I didn't set my eyes on them until Sunday. So it took the efforts of my family, my work place, FIJ, me on Friday. And when they did, we were ready to, it was Friday evening, so it was already late to go to court and get a bill, get me out of there. So we were waiting for Monday.
Wow.
Meanwhile, these guys were supposed to come on Monday morning to get me out and to Abuja, because they were always saying, we're going to Abuja, we're going to Abuja. And then, surprisingly, they showed up on Sunday morning, 4:46 a.m.
Wow.
Came to the cell. Daniel Ojukwu come out. 4:46 a.m. I remember because when I came out, I looked at the clock. It was I was like, what is happening? Why this early? And they said we're going to Abuja. So that was it. We ended up at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, got on an Arik Air flight, and we're in Lagos. We're in Abuja that Sunday morning. And then when we got to Abuja, they handed me over to the guys at the MPF NCCC. They were all from the NCCC.
That's a national.
But then they handed me over to
Cybercrime Center.
Cybercrime Center, yeah.
All right.
So they handed me over. They took when I saw the petition, I looked at it. Funnily, my name was not on the petition.
Oh, really? Your name was not on the petition?
Yeah. Yes, my name was not on the petition. It had the names of some people who had shared the story on social media, and it had cyberbullying. So I looked at the petition, I looked at the story. I remember, oh yeah, I wrote the story. And then I said, oh, this is what you arrested me for. Come on, give me a statement sheet. I don't even need a lawyer present. I wrote my statement. And then that was it. I asked them, when do we get to see the complainant and help out with your investigation so I can get bail and go home? And they said tomorrow, which was Monday. And then the next thing, they sent me over to Area 10, FCID Abuja, and locked me up. That's very Sunday. So Monday came, I didn't see anybody. It was like the whole panty thing all over again. The IPO never showed until late in the evening, late at night. It was past 7 when he showed up with some sheets of paper containing stringent bail conditions and saying that, oh yes, these are them and these are the things you're supposed to meet. At the point where I was in Abuja, I asked questions. I asked a lot of questions. they told me that the reason they had to arrest me was because during the course of their investigations, they had learned that I had written the stories, so I'd become a person of interest.
No, okay.
And I said, that's fine, but this petition is dated January. And between January and the day I was arrested, or the day I was picked up, there was no point where I got an invitation. So I wondered why they began treating me like a criminal when the matter they were investigating me over had no place in law.